So, hi everybody and welcome back to the Unreal Engine 5 tutorial series for absolute beginners. This is video 58 and in this video we test our AIs in multiplayer. And I had a problem. I found a fix, and actually I found some fixes, but I don't know if they are all correct. I just tried anything that works. So let's get into what was the problem here. When I start this one with 2 players, for example, and players listen server, I start, and here on the little window you can see that the client can't see my animations, right? Here the server, which is here in the big screen, he is turning the eye, but on my little screen you see there is no animation. And actually I didn't know this one. I realized this right now actually, that there is an easy solution. Here where we set up our call on the server, we set here on pawn sensing, call this on server pawn sensing, which we created. That was a custom event. Then we set run on server, and then we said this run on server should call a multicast on server, and that one we set up also as a custom event here on the right, and then set multicast. And then we used our code here to run, and the whole code what you see here is just running to my character, and then he tries to play this attack animation, and then he resets it, and that's all what this code does here. It looks very much, but it's less. So, and the problem is actually at this point here. I moved to, and still here it works, but then this play animation is not played on the client. And actually there was a problem with this node, I think, because they set up it a little bit strange, because when we see this one, when you connect it here, this one is not the solution. This one is just to check that this one is actually working. So you can see now on the little window, which is the client, yes, he's turning actually. He's playing the animation. So the problem was this on success made a problem. So, and one solution was not, I think this works for this setup, but not in general, is you just create one more custom event. Add a custom event, and then I created this one and I set it server play animation, and then I called this here server play animation. Let's delete this one and use this one, and this here on success just called server play animation, and then with that it will call this one, and this one you connect then here to this one. And here on custom event you have to set this one to multicast and reliable, because this one, the whole line here is a multicast, right? And this is one fast fix solution, but this is actually not the correct way. I figured this later out, but this one works, and that is already nice. And why I say this is not the correct way, the reason for it, you can see now the animation works in multiplayer as well. The client sees this one I can turn, and yeah, let's put it here perhaps. And we have them. Now I can play the client. Here I'm on the left side, I'm now playing the client, and the server and the AI are together, and I can see the animations and so on. Perfect. What's the problem with this setup? The problem with this setup is, first of all, there is no problem. This is a fix, this works, and if it works, we can use it. But in general, you are not doing it like this, and the reason for that is because play animation should be not on server. Also the server is not playing any animation and sending this over to all clients. This would crack the bandwidth. What is the bandwidth? The bandwidth is when the server sending data to all clients, and this playing animation would send so much data that the whole game would lag. It would do that lag. Your game would crash even perhaps. not really crash, but could crash also. And that's why they are actually not using display animations on server. What the solution for that is, the server is just updating one variable which activates animations on all clients. This is then very easy because updating a one variable, that's cost nothing. It's very easy, and we have to set up this one. So let's see how we are doing this. First of all, we can keep that this one, but server play animation, that was the other one. Let's disconnect this one all and try the other solution. And the other solution also includes that we get rid of this play animation here. But then we have a problem, right? Because now when I get also rid of this play animation, then my normal client can't play this animation anymore in our setup, right? And this setup is without behavior tree. Careful. If you learn behavior tree, you can skip all this one, because they solve it in another way. But I think this one is also useful to see what I'm going to do here in multiplayer, because this one you will need it anyway if you are going to use multiplayer. So the problem is play animations should be not played on the server, so we have no play animations, but this code here is also running on our clients. So the client needs this play animation, and I have, let's say I have skipped it. So I must find now a way to play these animations. And actually the way is that we set up a variable, and this variable should activate this play animation in our animation blueprint. That means we have a little bit work to do. So what we do is find the enemy BP enemy AI animation blueprint. So I go here to my animation. I go to my AI because I want the animation blueprint of my enemy in this case, and in the this is my enemy character. Then I jump to his animation blueprint AI. Okay, I open this one up, and here we go first to the event graph, and what we are going to do here now is set up a new variable. So what we are going to do is we go here on the we go first in our character in AI, and here in our enemy character AI, this is the blueprint, not the animation blueprint. We are back in our character, and oops, sorry. So, and here we are creating a new variable which we will use to say activate place the animation and deactivate it. And we create here a variable, not this tester variable. We create just with a plus, create a boolean and call is attacking or is playing attack animation, something like that, which is very useful for you. I already created this one. And then you just take this variable, drop it here, and you say here set, in my case set attacking. And one more thing, select this is attacking again, go to the right side of the details and set it to replicated. So if you do so, then it will have these two balls here on the right side. And then we connect this one. And now this one should activate, and then by default, after you compile it and save it, default it should be not activated. If it comes to this place, it should be activated, because this one should play now this animation here. So, and one more step, after it's finished, we should set it again to not activated. So at the end we get again this variable and deactivate it, right? We can make this here on this one, and here deactivate it. Here we set it to false. So, and with that we have set up this one, but now we have to use this variable, and we use this variable in our animation blueprint, because this animation blueprint will say when I should play this attack animation and when I should not play this attack animation. So what we are going to do here is we switch first to our animation graph. Here on the left side, I click to the animation graph, and that was what we set up. This is not the default one. This is a little bit more simplified. And here I click to Locomotion, and our Locomotion looks very complicated. But it's not really so complicated. And here we have to create a new blueprint. And how I do this is very simple. Here on the right side, I find the animation which I want. I drag and drop it here in the scene, and then you rename it what you like. And from this one, you connect here two arrows, one back and one forth. And now this animation will be played, of course, from this place if you selected this one. But of course, you can say I want it. Does it play also when I walk and run? Then you have to connect it here and set it up. In my case, I set it up to idle, because if I idle again, so if I'm back to my normal stance, like what you can see here, I want that this animation can go transist to this spin animation. And we have now used these variables actually, and I have already created here this same thing what you saw here and on this side. And here what the only difference is what we have to set here is just click on this transition and choose your is attacking here, right? This is attacking here, and connect it here. And on the other side is not attacking. We already did this, and then it will be not attacking. But here one very important part is it's not finished. Here we have to switch to the event graph now, and here we go to create here one more pin, and very important on this node here. Why? Because this is an event blueprint update animation, which means this one checks all time if there is an update, right? And if the server sent us now this variable which is changed, for example, the server said it's to is attacking, then this one will check on every client, is this variable is attacking changed? And if so, we press here plus, and then we go here down and set this is attacking. You grab it from here, set is attacking, and then you get this enemy reference, enemy BPI. We already set this reference here on top for this one, so you should have this here on your right side, a reference to your enemy AI character. You drag it out, you get this variable which we created, and this is one is attacking in my case, and then you just connect this together and connect this one to this sequence pin. The sequence pin means I will go all one time through when to check all here. And after you did this one and compile, this way is actually, we are finished there, and this way is actually the right way to do this one. So we don't use here any animation, play animation. We say here is attacking should be activated in every client. And how we are doing this, the server set first his attacking and multicast it here, because this one is already a multicast. It will replicate this variable to all. So then I don't need this one anymore, and we can test this. Now you see, now I can even use this on success connection, which was not working before, and this one should work now. So he's coming, and you can see he is doing on success exactly that what I wanted. But now with the right setup, we are not using anymore this play, we are not using this hotfix, which also, this one works also fine so far, but this one is the official way, because they say animations are not running on server, and we have to get used to this one and how to set this replication. So I think that was long, that was a little bit multiplayer, it's a little bit more complicated, but if you never heard about multiplayer, go to watch first some basic videos, for example, basic understanding multiplayer and so on. But in general, what you have to think is the server sends all time, changes all time the variables, and to send it to all clients, it must use this multicast node here, or a custom event with set to multicast. And this multicast means the server will now send it to all clients, and the variable itself must be replicated, which means the server can send this variable to all clients, more or less, something like that. So I hope it helps. If you have any questions, again, ask in the comments, and I will try, of course, to answer them. And in the next video, I think it's time that we set up our widget a little bit for live and something like that, so that when they attack us, that we can lose life and so on. And with that said, bye and good luck.